Learn how to make these cute crocheted flower pins with button centers. You'll need yarn, not much, scraps are fine, appropriately sized crochet hook for the yarn, a bar pin back, a button for the center, scissors, and a needle. We are going to start by making 10 single crochet stitches into a magic circle or magic ring, whichever you call it. I do the double ring method to make it more secure, but the regular version works just as well. Round 2 is going to be repeating the same set of stitches 5 times around. Slip stitch into the first stitch of the round, then in that same stitch, work a half double crochet. In the next stitch, work a double crochet, and then in that same stitch, work a half double crochet. We're going to repeat that around. Slip stitch and half double crochet into the next stitch, and then double crochet and half double crochet into the following stitch. At the end of the round, slip stitch into the same stitch you worked the first pair of stitches into, not the first slip stitch. That's going to make our petals all look the same because they're all anchored to the first row instead of the last one being anchored to the second row. When you cut the tail, leave it long for sewing because that's how we'll attach the pin back and the button center. Weave the tail from your magic circle into a few stitches. I like going one way for a few and then back the other way. You can then cut that tail close to the work. I like to anchor my sewing thread in the same way, even though it's already attached to the work. This lets me get it exactly where I want it to attach the bar pin as well. Pass the needle over the bar, under the pin, so through the middle, and then stitch back through the body of the flower. You want to make sure you're going through the stitches, so turn it over and make sure you can't see your needle on the other side. Keep stitching this way all the way across the bar, but don't finish the thread off yet. Pass your needle under a few of the stitches to get back to the center. Then poke it through to the front of the flower. And through one of your buttonholes. I'm using a 4-hole button, so I should have positioned the first 2 holes across the bar. I went through the center hole of the bar pin instead, which is why my center is slightly off in the end. It was also a struggle, so I'm speeding this bit up slightly. Learn from my mistake and do this part on either side of the bar. I like to make 2 stitches through each set of holes to make it more secure. For the other set of holes, or if you're using a 2-hole button, go through the outer holes in the bar pin, these 2. Once you've done 2 stitches through each set of holes in your button, tie off using whatever method you use to tie off sewing. I like sewing a series of loops onto themselves. Then run the needle back under a few stitches and pull tight before cutting that tail close to not have any ends poking out. And there you have your finished pin. These are so quick and use such little yarn that they make great last-minute accessories or gifts. If you share what you made on Blue Sky, don't forget to tag me, and thanks for watching.